And good afternoon, everybody. This is Anexastησίας 2014, the annual Greek Independence Day Parade. Archbishop Demetrius is with us, of course. Senator Schumer, you are a Grand Marshal today. Congratulations. How are you?
I am great. What a great day for the Greek community, for New York, and for America, because this is such a great community for all of us.
It really is. And you know, you can see the streets lined, the avenue here with children, families, and friends of the Greek community. It's a day of pride and celebration.
It's a day of pride, and inside I asked, how many of you were born in Greece? A third raised their hands.
There you go.
How many of you had parents born in Greece? 2/3. And these are very successful people. They've worked hard, built a life for themselves, and built up New York and America as they did it.
Absolutely. And you know, this is the great melting pot. This is the city of diversity, and the Greek American community is a part of that. But it says so much about how we respect one another. There are so many parades that line this route here.
I love each one.
Isn't it wonderful?
But it's an honor to be the Grand Marshal. When they told me they were honoring me because I wrote a provision in the immigration bill to allow more Greeks in America. And when they said, why'd you do it? I said, it's not because I grew up amidst many Greeks, Three Hierarchs Church in Brooklyn, my dear friend Paul Nicolopoulos.
There you go.
It's not because the Greeks supported me when I ran. It's not even because the Greeks are such a strong, vibrant part of New York, which they are. I said it's because I love America, and the more Greeks there are in America, the better America is.
There you go. Can you say Yasu with me?
Yasu.
Yasu is right.
Zito Elas.
Zito Elas. You have it all. Congratulations, Senator Schumer. Archbishop Demetrius, what a pleasure and an honor to have you with us again this year.
The pleasure and the honor is mine for participating in this wonderful event once again. This year we have Senator Schumer, a really admirable and wonderful senator from New York, and we have one of the young generation Greeks, Mr. Tsounis, as a second.
Yes, congratulations to everyone. You know,
it's a wonderful opportunity to have a high political and successful statesman in the person of Senator Schumer, and a very successful businessman in the person of Mr. Tsounis.
Absolutely.
And plenty of other people.
we have many things to talk about today. As you know, we have more than 50 floats, families, friends, we have live entertainment. Now, maybe the weather isn't totally cooperating with us, but you know what? The sun is shining on us right now for this annual Greek Independence Day Parade. We're underway right now. Zito Elas, Yasu, and let the parade continue. Greece, the cradle of civilization and the birthplace of democracy. A land of picturesque vistas and a land rich in family tradition. The Greek Independence Day Parade commemorates the 193rd anniversary of Hellenic independence. It is a steadfast tradition and an opportunity for those of Greek heritage to celebrate orthodoxy, Hellenism, and freedom. The parade is hosted by the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York. For more than 75 years, this group has promoted the preservation of their traditions from generation to generation. So join us today on Fifth Avenue as My9 presents the 83rd Annual Greek Independence Day Parade, a celebration of this glorious land and her people.
This is the My9 83rd Annual Greek Independence Day Parade.
Welcome to the Greek Independence Day Parade. I'm Nicole Petalides and Ernie Anastas here.
Nicole,
Great
nice.
Interviews. Way to kick it off, Ernie.
Beautiful.
We are seeing everybody gathering here right on Fifth Avenue, and you had great interviews already kicking it off with Senator Chuck Schumer and,
nice,
and also His Eminence Archbishop Demetrius.
I have to say in Greek, Pos pérασε ο χρόνος. How did the year go by so quickly? Here we are, Nicole. It's another year. It's wonderful.
It's pretty amazing, and every year that we prepare to do this, I get so excited, Ernie, because it really just brings us right back to our roots. Everybody gets so busy with their lives, but this is the time to really celebrate your heritage and your families and bring it all together, and of course, Greek independence.
I'm just going to move my microphone a little closer here. You know, you're right. We talk about seeing all of these wonderful faces, and today on the floats there will be communities represented, young people, of course, who are part of Goya, Joy, and all the athletic activities that go on at our church. churches. And it's so nice to see these beautiful, including your children were here today.
Right, and they actually play for the St. Nicholas Church, right? So
Bravo.
they're in the Biddy League, so they're kicking it off in the basketball league there. They did very well, made it to the playoffs.
That's great.
So,
Congratulations.
that's Eric and Michael, and they actually got to experience what it's like putting this parade together. It's a lot of work.
Yes.
We thank the Ketsamadides family and so many of our sponsors for getting it on air every year, because I think everybody watches, and we're streaming live too, right? Everybody watches us all around.
Nicole, we will be also dancing today. The music of Alpha is here.
We're
Yasu,
ready.
Opa. Mario Frangoulis is joining us as well. What a great voice he is, and a terrific talent. So we have so much to talk about, and we also have a couple of people in the field. They're with us every year. Now, Nick Gregory is getting, you know, a little bit of ribbing today because of the weather. It's not his fault. He knows that. But
yeah, Nick.
It's not my fault.
No, it's not your fault, Nick.
It's not my fault, but you know what? We're standing here. It's a beautiful day, and we're very fortunate to have Mayor de Blasio, Mayor Bill de Blasio. Great to see you. Your first Greek Independence Day parade as mayor. How does it feel to be here?
It is a joy. I just marched with these wonderful students with a flag that flew over the Acropolis and has come here to be part of this parade. And it's a great day to be Greek.
It is.
And I tell you, I used to live in Astoria, Queens.
Oh, so then you got the routine down there.
Part of me is Greek now.
Well, you're Greek today. We'll call you Mayor de Blasiopoulos today. How does that sound?
Blasiopoulos, I'll take it.
That sounds great. Well, we're so happy for you to be here with us today, and I know that, again, you appreciate the contributions of the Greek community in New York.
You know, this is the largest Greek population in all of North America here in New York City, and that is part of what makes New York City great. When you think about New York, you think about the energy, the creativity, the entrepreneurship. That is what we know of the Greek community, not only here, but all over the world and throughout history. That's what the Greek people have stood for. And so I just want to say my profound appreciation. The Greek community is part of what makes New York City great.
Well, we thank you so much for spending time with us today. Enjoy the rest of the parade, and we're going to try to keep the rain away, too.
Keep it away. So far, so good.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. All right. So, again, beautiful day with the weather holding off on that rain, and Mike Woods is going to help me hold off the rain as well. He's down on the parade route with us. Mike, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic, and Yasu and Tikanis, everyone. I tell you what, out here once again, and it's such a fun and wonderful day out here at the Greek Independence Day Parade. I mean, when you take a look at what's going on out here, yes, it's absolutely fantastic. Lots of folks out here enjoying. How are you doing today?
Beautiful day, eh?
It's a beautiful day. It's a little cloudy, it's a little bit cool, a little mist, but it could be worse.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of rain out here. What's your name?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. Manny. Very good, very good. Nice to see you out here. And that's what it's all about. The Greek folks coming out here and just enjoying their culture, the beauty of the culture, the food, the dance, all that stuff, which I am very much looking forward to. They're about to perform, but once again, it's great to be out here. And yes, indeed, Nick and everyone, the rain is holding out for the time being. We just need a few hours and maybe some slightly warmer temperatures. I think we'll get to work on that. But right now, it's just fantastic to be here. All right, Ernie and Nicole, we'll send it over to you.
I guess we'll call him Mike Woodsopoulos today. How's
right,
that? Okay.
Mike Woods and Nick Gregory, and of course our own very own new mayor, Bill de Blasio, showing his support of the Greek community. I like that.
It's very nice to hear from him. We're getting ready for the national anthems to be performed right now. This flag, of course, as we heard earlier, is from Greece, flew over the Parthenon. What a beautiful sight. We were there this summer. What a gorgeous location up on top, looking high above, and it's just beautiful. So we'll be quiet for a moment as we listen to the national anthems.
The twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, said as that star-spangled over the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ζήτω η Ελλάδα, ζήτω η Κύπρος, ζήτω η Αμερική.
Σε γνωρίζω από την κόψη του σπαθιού την τρομερή. Σε γνωρίζω από την όψη που με διαμετράει τη γη. Απ' τα κόκαλα βγαλμένη των Ελλήνων τα ιερά και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη χαίρο και ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη χαίρο και ελευθεριά και σαν πρώτα ανδριωμένη χαίρο και ελευθεριά.
Our national anthems as sung by Anexastησίας
Zanni. She is an international soprano. She was born and raised in Athens, did a beautiful job with both the Greek national anthem, the American national anthem, and maybe, Ernie, you overheard somebody shout, Zito η Ελλάς, Zito η Kipro, Zito η Ameriki, and that's really what it's about. We're all one together. We're Greek Americans, we're Cypriot Americans, and this is an exciting time. We saw the F zones there in the background, right?
We
the
did.
Presidential Guard.
It's always nice to see them every year here. They're an elite corps of soldiers founded back in 1868, actually. There's a lot of history and there's a lot to talk about. We're going to take a short break right now. You're watching the Greek Independence Day Parade here on My 9. Nicole and I will be right back. Keep it here.
This portion of the Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by the John and Margot Katsamatidis Family Foundation.
If you're gonna cook with Greek yogurt, stick with the real deal. Faye Total is the #1 yogurt in Greece. It's all I use. So while everyone else is hopping on the Greek yogurt bandwagon, Faye has been crafting it since 1926. It's a difference you can taste.
One of the newest luxury hotels in Long Island City, New York, the ultramodern 4 Points by Sheraton. On the rooftop of this hotel is the Vista Sky Lounge. The Vista Sky Lounge, waiting to transform your day life to nightlife. Come to the rooftop Vista Sky Lounge to have drinks with your friends and relax in this wonderful space. The stunning views of Manhattan, along with the unique atmosphere of the Roof Garden Vista Sky Lounge, will simply take your breath away. Our hotel is also a banquet space for social and corporate receptions for up to 180 people. It's where luxury meets comfort. 4 Points by Sheraton, Long Island City, New York.
At Investors Bank, we are not just bankers. We are also your neighbors. Neighbors who want to make a positive difference in your life. For us, it's not about doing what's expected. It's about doing more than expected, and it starts with a real commitment to the local neighborhoods we call home. Let us show you the difference the right bank can make. Visit your local Investors branch. Call 855-I-BANK-FOR-YOU. That's 855-422-6548. Or find us online at myinvestorsbank.com. Investors Bank. Banking in your best interest. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You're watching the My 9 83rd Annual Greek Independence Day Parade.
Hi, everybody. This is Tony Orlando. I don't know if most of you know this, but I'm half Greek. My father's Greek, my mother's Puerto Rican. That's right, I'm a New York Greek-Rican. And I get 2 parades to go to. The Greek Parade, Independence Day Parade, and the Puerto Rican Day Parade. So I have a ball. I have a great time. This time around, I'm going to the Greek Independence Day Parade where I was Grand Marshal and made my Greek father very proud. My Yaya very proud. My Papu very proud. For those of you who don't know what that means Grandma and Grandpa. So those of you out there who have a chance to go down and enjoy that parade, enjoy Greek heritage, and to all the Greeks in New York City, from me to you, a very happy Greek Independence Day. Have a good one, and God bless you all.
That is wonderful. Tony Orlando, we're so proud of him.
That was nice. That was nice. His father is Greek. He was a Grand Marshal
He
here in 2009.
was, and a good Grand Marshal. Did a great job.
If you don't know Tony Orlando, you know his famous song, Knock 3 Times on the Ceiling.
If you want.
Right,
and how I tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree.
Good one.
Many, many hits.
And we're always so proud of our Greeks who've just risen to great stardom.
And there are many of them.
That's right.
Guess who's next to us?
We have our own star right here. That was a good segue. John Katsimatidis, who's with us, obviously the head of Red Apple Group, and so much more, from real estate and the head of this parade
and a
as
former
well.
mayoral candidate as well, and now doing a radio show. Congratulations, John, for your program on 970 AM in New York.
It was nice to see Tony. I remember when he was here, and towards the end of the parade, he came up to me. He had tears in his eyes, and he said, you know, I felt my Greek father looking down on me as I was going up Fifth Avenue. And when I heard the way he said that, I almost had tears in my eyes.
You knew you were doing the right thing, organizing this and helping, getting all those sponsors in the way you do, because it really reaches down, right? I mean, this is why you do this.
We got to put it together, and you know, we have to elevate our people to the next step, and being on live television in New York tri-state area and worldwide, it was the next step.
It's a nice thing, John, as you mentioned, because there are so many different programs, and you spearhead a lot of that. You certainly have been the architect of this parade since we started, and also the Hellenic Times Scholarship Fund, helping a lot of our students all over the country and all over the world. So these are good programs.
We all have to do our part, and it's nice to see the youth coming across and doing their part now, and we're putting it all together.
Yes,
That's what
we
it's all
are.
about.
John, we have to ask you, I mean, there are so many things to talk about that are related to our Greek community, but you also have done us proud as a mayoral candidate in this last election. And now you're doing a radio program, and I understand that's going very, very well.
Well, I wanted to create a new glass ceiling when I ran for mayor, and tell our youth. I remember going up Fifth Avenue last year with a Jay Black song with, what was it? Only in America.
Only in America.
Land of Opportunity.
Yes.
And I saw the grandfathers with tears in their eyes saying, well, maybe my grandson or my granddaughter could do the same. And we created a new glass ceiling. And as far as radio, well, you guys are the champs.
Yeah, but you're doing pretty well too, John.
I didn't want only you guys to have the fun. I wanted to have a little fun too.
Yeah, you've had some great guests. Last week you had Pataki, right?
And we had Governor Cuomo, and we had
Ariana
Mayor
Huffington.
Giuliani. Today we had, yes, Ariana, who came out with a new book, God bless her. And we just, we want to be able to make a difference.
Well, it's been 2 weeks. I hope it really catches on and kicks off, because I think that's wonderful that you're doing that.
And John, as a former mayoral candidate, you know the importance of the significance of this city. This is, as we mentioned with Senator Schumer, the great melting pot. Today it's the Greek-American parade, and we've had so many other wonderful parades representing the ethnic backgrounds of all of these people in the city.
Well, Senator Schumer went out of his way. He spent the whole night with us last night. He came on my radio show this morning, and he's going to be with us almost all day today, and it's great of him to be so close to our community.
So we're all proud that we're watching. This is the 2014 Miss Greek Independence float passing us by. You know, there are so many events that take place on an annual basis, and I know that it's difficult, John. You try to make so many of these events, from charity to the church-oriented events that we have. It's a good thing, and what are you learning from all of this? What message is coming back to you?
That we could make a difference and get more people involved and make them feel good about it. And And that's what it's all about.
That's what I was reading when I was going through all the notes of all the people who are involved with the parade today. And you and Margot have done so much with so much philanthropy. Everything from the Police Athletic League and bone marrow and diabetes and Alzheimer's and the Hellenic Times Scholarship Fund, of course. It's amazing how philanthropic everybody is. You know, everybody's successful, and yet they also take the time and the effort to give back.
And we got to teach our kids and grandkids that they have to work harder. You know, like Senator Schumer said today. You know what he said today? He says, John, I know you're very well off. You don't have to get up 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning to do this.
Well, you do it for a reason, because, you know, you care and you're concerned about the issues that affect this city and certainly that affect the Greek community. Hey, we should mention, too, John, that Miss Greek Independence, the float just passed us by. Yeah. We wanted to make mention that Anthula Zumboulias is the first runner-up, and also the second runner-up is Stella Marfesis. Yeah. But we congratulate Sotiria Irene Sotiropoulos. She was elected Miss Greek Independence in 2014.
That Faye yogurt that's coming up. And being in the food business, I can tell you that
they're doing great.
The Greek yogurts now represent 75% of sales in the yogurt business. And who would have thought of that 5 years ago? And it's great.
It's amazing how it's kicked off, and it has such history. It was established there in Europe, and then all these years later marketed around the world. We're going to be talking with actually the marketing director later. But Faye, everybody loves Faye.
Everybody loves Faye, is right.
And, they made a big difference, and they're a big sponsor in this parade. And they're giving back, which is very important.
Yeah, Russell Evans will be joining us, by the way, from Faye, and we'll also taste a little bit of that. I love the taste of the yogurt. John, we're gonna throw to Mike Woods, because he's doing something very special that's dear to your heart. Mike, take it away as we hear what's going on there.
All right. We're out here with the Hellenic Times Scholarship Foundation here, and we have Margot. I'm not sure where the camera is, to be honest with you. There's Nick down here. Oh, here we are. There we go. And we're at the Hellenic Times Scholarship Foundation. We have Nick and Margot with the Scholarship Foundation. Come on over here, gang. Now tell us a little bit, first of all, happy Greek Independence Day parade to you.
Well, thank you very much. What a great day. Even though it's a little chilly, all the Greeks came out to celebrate and support Greek independence.
That's right, and you guys do a wonderful thing with this Scholarship Foundation. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we're planning for May 10th. We have our big gala at the Marriott Marquis. Sister Sledge is performing, Volantis, Mario Frangoulis, great honorees, Michael Psaros, George Venizelos, and Mario, and we hope everyone will come out and support us. We've given out over $2 million in scholarships to over 900 students through the years.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. I mean, and look at this group that we have here. Who is this young lady here?
This is Julia Katsouris. Say hi, Julia.
Julia Katsouris, your daughter, and we have Margot, of course, over here.
John Jr.
Very good, John Jr. We got the whole gang here. And guess who these folks are over here? Oh, yeah, you may have seen them year after year. These are the Gregory girls. Yes. Tell us your names here.
Anastasia, Valia, Ariana.
And who's the boss?
Our dad.
Nick Gregory, there he is, right here, down here below. He's got his daughters out here. They just got back. They had a big, it was a gymnastics competition, right? Out in Syracuse, but you made it for the parade. Well, once again, thank you very much, gang, for coming on out here, and all the best to you, Nick, Margot. Once again, to everyone, Yasu.
Yasu, Yasu. So Nick's the boss, huh?
Oh,
no surprise
there. He must have told them to say that. No, he would never say that. Zito Yelada, I see a float going by there. Hellenic Times, so great that they went by. Hey, Lugumi was on that
I
float
saw that.
too, right?
And you know, little Julia is our goddaughter.
Oh, really?
Little Julia, yeah, she's so sweet. And you know, they just got a puppy, by the way. Buddy. Little buddy, so they got a cute little puppy, and almost like having a baby. Zito Yelada is right. This is what it's about today. And you know, when we talk about, Nicole, what we're witnessing today is the spirit of the Greek community, and we see it everywhere. The Greek values, starting in the home, of course. That's where it's the bedrock of our Greek Orthodox lifestyle. And this is what we're seeing today. Families, friends, our church representatives, giving us the sense of spirit and waving their flags.
When we talk about heritage and when you talk about values and the culture, it's so important for that to be passed down because it can be so easily lost, Ernie. You know, whether it's a certain type of cooking, whether obviously we always have to put religion. Wow, Zito Yelada, Investors Bank has some loud music clanging there. We like that but really just keeping those traditions alive. And it's not very easy to do so, but you have to make that a priority indeed.
Well, it is what we're talking about, ethnic pride, since the first immigrants arrived here in the United States, not very far from here on Ellis Island. And one thing that they have always stressed is education, one of the most highly valued aspects of our Greek culture. Intellectual excellence, part of our Greek culture, of course, and history, but today, this is what every family wants. They want their children to be educated, to go on and to live a good life here in the United States, and also to remember their roots in Greece.
And there is, we're beginning the march of those from Cyprus, Justice for Cyprus. That is one of our themes for today, is there's 40 years of occupation and division of Cyprus, and this is something that obviously is near and dear to my heart, my family, born in Cyprus, in the northern part, the red part on that map. So that is something that we're going to be focusing on. Philip Christopher may be joining us later, but we'll continue that fight.
Yeah, we have a lot of guests that will be joining us in the booth in a short while. Archbishop Demetrius will be here. We saw him a little earlier in the program. Look at these floats. You know, we talked about how they plan and organize this for a year, making sure that they're all in place. The floats have to be prepared many times. They're updated with some new decorations. I love this music in the background, don't you?
We're going to be dancing later. We have obviously the Alpha Band with us. They are world renowned and blasting it out there. So.
Well, this March 25th is a very important celebration. It is a great holiday for us. And we have to mention that we jointly observe the Annunciation of the Panagia, the Virgin Mary, and linking together a common theme of birth and liberty. March 25th, this really is our 4th of July.
It really is. And you know, Maria Menounos, we're going to get a little something from her later, actually tweeted out, because now it's all about social media too, right? Tweeted out, Happy Greek Independence Day on March 25th. So we made sure to note that.
Smiling faces along the parade route.
We continue on with the Greek Independence Day. Never forget, 40 years there of occupation. And we're going to celebrate good times, dancing, and food.
You're watching the My9 83rd Annual Greek Independence Day Parade.
Hi, I'm George from Monacos, and I'm from the Greek American Institute. Not only Hellenes, but non-Hellenes as well supported Greece in their struggle for independence. Phil-Hellenes, such as British poet Lord Byron with his inspirational poetry, and French artist Eugene Delacroix is artistry who assisted in Greece's quest to be liberated. American Samuel Gurley Howe, and even native New Yorker George Jarvis immediately joined the war to fight for Greece's independence. From the Greek American Institute, we wish you a Happy Greek Independence Day!
Today I'm going to show you my favorite anytime snack with just faye and fruit. First, you choose the freshest, juiciest fruit. Then, carefully cut into small pieces. Now, gently fold into your faye and spoon it into a cup.
It's a lot easier like this, Bobby.
Show off. Fruyo, the first blended fruit yogurt from faye.
The new super venue of New York, located in Astoria, is now opening and will change the city's nightlife. Top Greek artists, the best DJs in the world, the most unique Latin shows, and the most popular rock and funk bands are coming this year to Melrose Ballroom. For reservations, visit www.melroseballroom.com or call us at 718-784-9292.
Join us on May 10th for the 23rd Anniversary Hellenic Times Scholarship Fund Gala, honoring business leader and philanthropist Michael Saros, international classical crossover artist Mario Frangoulis, and George Venizelos, FBI Assistant Director of the New York Field Office. Guest artists will be honoree Mario Frangoulis, Greek singing sensation Valentis, and backed by popular demand Sister Sledge. For tickets, call 212-986-6881 or visit htsf.org.
This portion of the Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by Faith, an endowment for Orthodoxy and Hellenism.
Here comes the Archbishop.
Oh, here we go. We're back. We're live, and we see obviously thousands of people marching, spectators. Every float in the tri-state area is always taken for this parade that everybody comes to celebrate. And Ernie, it's been a great time so far. So good. We're going to be dancing later.
We have watched the Castorian Society passes by. I believe the St. Sophia Greek Orthodox Church of Flushing as well. Many of the communities well represented. And you know, what a great turnout, by the way. Despite the weather, people are just here, and you can see the smiles on their faces as they celebrate this Greek Independence Day. And every year, you know, we can always count on some of our top guests to be with us. And it's always good to hear. We just listened to John Katsimatides talking about how important ethnic pride is within the Greek community, of course, but also as a former mayoral candidate, understanding how important it is that we all understand each other, that we are all part of one great community here in New York.
And you can always tell he cares so much from the heart, and so much of our heritage brings that. Right, everybody is working and doing whatever they do, but it's so key to find your heart, find your heritage, find your values, and that's one of the themes of today as well, the Hellenic humanistic ideals and values. And that's what's so key, and here and abroad as well, over in Greece and in Cyprus. We welcome you if you're watching.
Well, there are a lot
listening.
of people who are, yes, we're streaming this program, and we're also on the air throughout the tri-state area on My 9, and we're very happy that we're able to do that. So those of you who are at home, if for whatever reason you couldn't make it here, it's nice that you're at home joining us and being part of the celebration. The Greek flag flying proudly today. It's a sea of blue. And also, you know, joining us, as we wanted to mention, is the honorary chairman of this fabulous parade, the distinguished leader of the Greek Orthodox Church of America. He was right there at the very beginning of the parade. Archbishop Demetrius, welcome. It's so good to see you again. How are you?
Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity to being once again on this beautiful stage.
It's wonderful. There are many programs that you have been a part of this year. You've been traveling. You were traveling to different parts of the world and presenting our position on faith, but also working with all the faiths in the world for peace and unity. Maybe you could just tell us a little bit about that.
It happened that in the last 15 days I have been twice in Constantinople, Istanbul, with the Ecumenical Patriarch and the leaders of the all Orthodox churches. And the emphasis was on the need for dialogue with everyone, for promoting peace and justice all over the world, and for cooperation among all nations. So that's a message that comes from the Ecumenical Patriarchate, and I'm conveying it. And the Patriarch was also eager to ask me to convey his blessings to the people that will be today.
It's wonderful.
That is so special. That is so special. Thank you so much, and thank you for bringing us that message, Your Eminence. A year has gone by since the last Greek parade. Here we are again. Ernie said, where does the time go? How do you feel when you're here? What's most important to you when you're here, when you're bringing these messages, seeing the young people?
It's a tremendous joy to see increased number of young people participating, adolescents, young adults of high school, but even elementary schools, and even some babies barely marching, but they are here.
That's right.
And it's quite, in fact, today in the church, after the address by the Undersecretary of State from Greece, I had a nice little fellow by the name of Lucas reciting beautifully one of the beautiful Greek poems dedicated to freedom.
Wasn't that lovely?
Yeah, that was that little fellow, age of 6.
That's sweet.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
6
so
years
it's
old.
a nice thing
Your
to
Eminence,
see the young generation being involved.
Yes, it is. I wanted to ask you, as a great religious leader, I wanted to get your reaction. Hollywood, the film industry, has taken a sort of a renewed interest in religious films. There's one out now, Noah, as you know, and also recently The Son of God was also in theaters around the country, getting a lot of reaction to it. I wondered, you know, what your reaction would be to some of these new films that are coming out that are spiritual-based.
Well, it's interesting to watch, and I know that the reviews of the specific films that you mentioned are mixed. You have some fanatic supporters and some fanatic critics, but it shows the interest. And what happens today is that religion is an unavoidable topic for any serious discussion on any issue. You have the market, you have the political issues, you have national issues, you have conflicts, polemical conflicts. Religion is present, like it or not.
But there is a need,
but there is a need. There is a presence there. And I guess the presence has to do with the need of the people to look beyond the material, beyond the immediate, touchable, palpable, statistically verifiable thing, to something which is beyond. It gives hope, gives opening, gives for the future, and something to say to the children, there is a future.
Are we making progress? Are we understanding each other better? I hope. I hope.
Pray and I hope. Now, how much is more hope than reality? This I don't know. I tend to think that is more reality, that we have something better.
Your Eminence, you've done so much work across not only the United States, across the world, but I was thinking about, I was reading from California from mudslides, from Katrina, 9/11, the St. Nick's Church at Ground Zero. You've done so much bringing focus and raising funds. What are you working on now?
Now we have a very unusual issue. In addition to what we do continuously for our ecumenical patriarchate, more religious freedom for Cyprus and for assisting in any way Greece and Cyprus financially. But what is another central issue is the rebuilding of St. Nicholas Church in the World Trade Center.
Yes, that's been an ongoing project.
That's a great project.
Yes.
Because we have a great design, a unique location, and a unique opportunity to have a place there of religious relief for everyone. Not only Orthodox, not only Christians, but for everyone. So this is a great, great project that we're working on at this moment.
That was a beautiful church. I hope that that continues to go forward with that.
Your Eminence, those who are watching us right now, who are tuning in, who are not present here, but they're at home with the Spirit in their heart, is there a message that you want to pass on to those who are watching there and those who are here today?
Well, I would like to do something that is related to the poem of the Greek national poet Solomos, his hymn on freedom, which is our national anthem. He gives a picture of freedom, walking in an open field, and this freedom in the form of a young lady is covered with blood, but is shining. It says the hands, the feet, and everything on her is full of light. So I would like to just end this short interview today with saying freedom is, and freedom for everyone is a thing that comes as a signal, a message, a slogan from the celebration of 25th of March. And if I may add, not only freedom from anything that is evil, oppressive, wrong, but also freedom for love, for justice, for reconciliation.
I think we all agree with that.
Beautiful, Your Eminence. We thank you for your message. We thank you for coming here every year and bringing these important messages to all of us.
Thank you for the opportunity of being with you.
Our great spiritual leader. Thank you very much.
Speak to our wonderful audience.
Archbishop Demetrius.
Spreading the love. I love it. Thank you, Your Eminence. I just saw St. Nicholas in Flushing, and we have an important guest, too.
We do. You know what? Everybody knows who this is. He is just an amazing entertainer. Even with this music in the background, he has music of his own, which is really fantastic. He is a guy that's really, recently was in New York City. I went to the concert, and he was performing there. He sings in like 5 different languages.
That's right.
I think people know who I'm talking about. He's a good-looking guy. He's got a fantastic voice. He's got a tremendous following, and he really travels the world, and we're very, very happy to have him with us. Thank you very much. We're also saying goodbye to Archbishop Demetrius right now as he leaves our broadcast booth with the wind flying. And you know what's good about the wind? Look at those flags.
It makes them shine. Mario Frangoulis is going to be joining us. He sings in English, Spanish, French, German, Italian, Greek.
Yeah.
He was even asked by Andrew Lloyd Webber to be in Phantom of the Opera. He's world-renowned.
Take it away, Mario Frangoulis. It's yours.
Καλησπέρα. Γεια σας. Μεγάλη μας χαρά. It's a great pleasure to be here on the Greek Day Parade, the annual Greek Day Parade. Panos Liaropoulos on the piano. Ευχαριστούμε πολύ Να σας έχει ο Θεός καλά, δύναμη και αγάπη. Σαν παλιό σινεμά και σαν τη χαλιμά που μιλάει με τα παιδιά, σου κρύβω την αλήθεια κι αφήνω από τα στήθια μου να βγει. Για στιγμές μυστικές, για λάμψεις μαγικές, για αγκαλιές ερωτικές, για νύχτες φωτεινές, σαν παλιό σινεμά και σαν τη χαλιμά που μιλάει με τα παιδιά, σου κρύβω την αλήθεια κι αφήνω από τα στήθια μου να βγει παραμύθια για εκείνους που αγαπούν, για στιγμές μυστικές, για λάμψεις μαγικές, για αγκαλιές ερωτικές, για νύχτες φωτεινές. Σ' αγκαλιάζω στο σκοτάδι, σε τυλίγω με ένα χάδι. Τώρα είμαι γυμνός, μοιάζω σαν Θεός, φωτεινός, δυνατός. Μπορείς να μ' αγαπήσεις, μπορείς να μου φωτίσεις μια στιγμή. Το κορμί μου είναι μόνο η αφορμή για στιγμές μυστικές, για λάμψεις μαγικές, για αγκαλιές ερωτικές, για νύχτες φωτεινές. Ευχαριστούμε. Πάνος Λιαρόπουλος.
All right, terrific. Mario Frangoulis, such a pleasure to see you. Welcome.
Great to see you also. Thank you.
We're so thrilled that you could be with us today. I know that you're so proud to be Greek, and to be a part of this event, it's very special for you.
Very, very special because it enhances our culture, our traditions, our values in life, and very, very proud to be Greek.
Well, I know that, and I know you speak in many languages, and you sing in many languages, and that song that you sang for us today, I know from Manos Hatzidakis, a very famous composer. Tell us a little bit about that song.
Well, Manos Hatzidakis wrote the music. Of course, he's an Oscar winner, as you know, for Never on Sunday with Melina Mercouri years ago, and he's our pride and joy, you know, both in our culture and in our everyday lives. You know, Manos Hatzidakis, you know, if Mikis Theodorakis was the bones, Manos Hatzidakis was the blood that rushed through our country.
Well, and it's so wonderful to hear you present his work here, and I know you've done a wonderful concert here in New York, and you're going to be performing for us later here at the parade.
Yes, I mean, I was very happy because we performed Jazz at Lincoln, a sold-out concert which supported Apostoli, you know, our mission to help Greek families and children, and of course New Yorkers for Children. And we're off to our next project, a new Essential album, a new Christmas album.
I was going to say, I was going to ask you about that.
Yes, I'll be coming back very soon.
Terrific. Well, we thank you so much, and we look forward to your another performance.
Χρόνια πολλά, αγάπη σε όλο τον κόσμο.
Ευχαριστούμε πολύ. Okay, Ernie and Nicole, back to you.
Oh, wonderful to hear from Mario Frangoulis. What a terrific talent.
Bravo, and he studied in London at Guildhall, of course here in New York at Juilliard. He is one of our prizes of being Greek, and he sings a beautiful love song.
And it's so nice to listen to him speaking Greek, and so many times we talk about preserving the language, which is so difficult sometimes, especially, you know, in our families today, with all the competition that we have with media and social media and everything else, but it's important to pass along that language and pass along the culture as well. somebody who is passing along some good messages to us today. We saw him at the very top of our broadcast today, Senator Charles Schumer. We call him Chuck. It's a friendly name because he's a friendly guy.
Well, thank you, Ernie.
And
so
a true New Yorker, that's for sure. A gentleman who has done us really well in this country. And we welcome you back to our broadcast booth.
It's great to be here. What a great day. What excitement. You know, it's a little cold out, but not here at the parade. Anyone who is here feels the warmth of the Greek people and their pride and being New Yorkers and being Americans.
Yes. As they're all waving to you, Senator.
They're all waving to you, and you've done so much for the Greek community. We were talking about that bill that you were working on, bring more Greek people in, and you really were noting that a lot of the Greeks work harder. They have a hard work ethic, right?
You bet. I was just talking to my fellow Grand Marshal, and he was pointing out to me the 100, I didn't know a lot. I'll bet your viewers didn't know. Jennifer Aniston is Greek.
Jennifer Aniston, yes, she is. Her father, John Aniston, was a major soap star in this country. Yeah, and Jennifer's done very well.
I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And
you
then
know that Tina Fey is Greek, too? Tina Fey?
No.
Yes.
Yep.
She was honored by the Hellenic Times Scholarship Fund, Tina Fey.
Well, he's going to send me a list.
How about Zach Galifianakis?
Him I knew was Greek. His father, I think, was a congressman I served with.
Is that right?
There was a congressman named Nick Galifianakis from North Carolina.
But I'll bet you didn't know that Betty White was part Greek.
No.
Yes, we celebrated her as well. So you're learning something today, Senator.
And he named for me the 10 most wealthy Greeks. Amazing the things they own and do. But the Greek culture is such a strong culture. And you combine that with the American society, which says you can achieve no matter who you are and where you come from. It's a powerful combination. Well, we not only see it in the wealthy and successful people, we see it in the nice middle-class people who came here poor and struggled and worked their way up into a decent life. It's what America and New York's about.
Exactly.
It's what the Greek people are about.
And I want to say, it's not just the Greek people. When you're talking about people who are coming in, immigration, people with family values, right? And this is why we always say Greek friends we're all one together.
Exactly.
And that is because we share some of the same focus on education and making
family,
and ethics and
charity, community, these kinds of things.
Well,
and
we know one thing, we love our country, but we also love New York, because I've always said the whole world in one city, New York.
There is no
place
like
here,
it.
Isn't it?
Anywhere I go,
yes,
I still want to be back here. And you know, I ride my bicycle throughout the city. There are so many great parts of it. You can go to Manhattan, but you can go to some neighborhoods, and they just have such nice and interesting things, and I stop and talk to the people. It's a great thing.
You've had an unbelievable career. I saw that you joined the legislature as 23 years old.
23.
One of the youngest,
I am 63. I've been a legislator for 40 years, probably older than you are.
Thank you
what
for
a great
your
tradition.
service.
Senator
Not
Charles
quite
Schumer,
older
thank you
than
so
Ernie.
much. And I love your blue tie. You look really great today.
Yes.
Zito Elas.
Zito Elas.
Senator Charles Schumer, Grand
Thank you
Marshal.
so much.
Thanks
Great
for
to
having
see
me.
you.
Thanks for all you do.
Thank you for your support.
We're taking a short break, and we're going to come back with more of our Greek Independence Day Parade live from 5th Avenue. Nicole, we're going to have a great afternoon.
We're having a great afternoon.
We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Chris Angel, and well, that's not my real name. I got to be honest with you. My real name is Christopher Nicholas Sarendakos. And yes, I'm 100% Greek and very proud of it. Growing up Greek is amazing. I mean, literally amazing. You get the love and support of your family. You get it from the entire Greek community. I went to St. Paul's Greek Orthodox Church. I attended for 11 years in Sunday school and as an altar boy. And the church gave me the opportunity to hone my skills as a magician and gave me the platform to perform at so many events. It really was a blessing. And look at me today, here in my own theater at the Luxor in Las Vegas. And I just wanted to take one more moment of your time and say, Happy Greek Independence Day. I hope you have a fantastic day.
If you're gonna cook with Greek yogurt, stick with the real deal. Faye Total is the #1 yogurt in Greece. It's all I use. So while everyone else is hopping on the Greek yogurt bandwagon, Faye has been crafting it since 1926. It's a difference you can taste.
You dreamed about it. It's been carefully planned. And here is the most important day of your life.
We make your dreams come true.
The Grand Prosper Hall, 718-788-0777.
When the Cypress Whispers is the story of a young American woman named Daphne and the deep and magical bond she shares with her Greek grandmother, her Yaya. It's a story about faith and fate, myths and magic, and most importantly, the power of love.
Long live March 25th, 1821. The National Herald proudly salutes Greek Independence Day and the Greek American community.
As an American, there's something I feel you should know. We don't have to send our money overseas when we buy gasoline. United Refining Company in Pennsylvania
makes its gasoline with 100% North American crude oil. When we buy
United Refining Company gasoline at Quickfill, we keep jobs in America.
We keep businesses in America.
We keep American families strong. Make America stronger. Buy American-made gasoline at Quickfill.
March 25th, 1821 is a very important day in Greek history, a day that marked the end of a long and dark period of slavery under the Ottoman Empire. The sacrifices of the Greek people and their brave resistance continue to inspire many people even today to fight for their freedom.
Orchestra performing right now for us. We've seen the color guard, the Ed Zones, our grand marshals, George Sunis, and of course Chuck Schumer, Senator Chuck Schumer, who was with us, the Hellenic Times Scholarship Fund. We're having a great time.
It was great to listen to the senator. He's such a great supporter of the Greek community, and today we are seeing, you know, the contributions made by the Greeks, the Greek civilization in politics. We talked about that with the senator. Architecture, the arts, dramatics, philosophy, medicine, mathematics, theology, literature, Greek mythology, athletics, on and on and on we go.
It's so exciting to be here, and obviously our heritage is so important. And Nick Gregory is joined by a very special guest who's going to talk about his heritage. Nick, take it away.
Well, thank you very much, Ernie and Nicole. And joining me is Philip Christopher, again, through his years in the United States, but also Cyprus. And thank you again for joining us, Philip. And I know that one of the things that Nicole had brought up earlier in our program was about the concern this year of the continuing focus on Cyprus.
Absolutely. As we celebrate the 193rd anniversary of Greek independence, we're reminding people that for 40 years, the northern part of Cyprus, 38% of the island, has been occupied by Turkish troops. 200,000 refugees are still waiting to go back home. And now where the international community is focused on the Crimea and the Russian invasion and the sanctions that they want to put against Russia, we're reminding the world that for 40 years, Cyprus has been suffering and has been looking for its freedom. So we as American citizens are very proud of our Greek independence here because we come from the birthplace of democracy, Greece, and we live in the greatest country in the world, the greatest democracy in the world, the United States of America. And I think we have an obligation to make sure that the principles and ideals that we believe in come true for Cyprus. And this is a message that we are sending to our senators, congressmen, and the administration.
Well, we appreciate you being here with us today, and I know how important it is to you, and thank you for taking the time to spend time with us.
Thank you so much, Nick. Thank you for what you're doing.
All right, Philip. Have a great day. Ernie and Nicole, back to you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Nick.
you.
We want to make mention of some of the wonderful floats that have been passing by, Nicole, including St. Nicholas Flushing, a Greek Orthodox church that was founded back in 1955. Right in front of us now is the Atlantic Bank of New York. Mr. Voutsounis, I believe, will be joining us in a little while to talk about that great organization and how successful they have been in New York. We also wanted to mention St. Paraskevi of Green Lawn, patron saint for health of the eyes as well as the general health. And we want to make mention of the Federation of Kepharonian. They are also part of this parade today, and also the Holy Cross of Whitestone, often said to be the father of our church, is Mr. Elias Betsios. So congratulations to Holy Cross of Whitestone for joining us.
And we also saw a few more floats from the Ahepa family. Of course, Ahepa bringing together so many Greeks across from coast to coast, and also St. Irene, which is based in Astoria, and St. Demetrios of Merrick, New York, that was founded back in the early 1960s. You know, I just was looking at a fun fact, and I love reading some of these,
Go ahead.
Ernie,
Yeah,
and one of them was that we talked about heritage, and you talked about education and some of our great philosophers and the like. You can't leave out the great food. And when I'm looking back,
yes.
the first cookbook was written by a Greek food gourmet named Archestratos in the year 330 BC, which suggests that cooking has always been an important part of Greek society. And of course, we're going to have a great chef on with us later.
Michael Psilakis is going to be joining us. He is terrific. Very successful restaurateur. He's written a book, and he'll be talking about that for us. But you know, you're right. It's the food that we have. It's our culture. And as I'm looking into this crowd of these faces, we're seeing a lot of young people today, but we're also seeing some of our seniors, our elderly. And there's an emphasis, as we know, in our Greek culture on yaya and papu, and we learn from our seniors, from our elders, their wisdom, their love for family. Aging sometimes is not the most attractive subject for many people, but it needs to be rekindled and it needs to be appreciated. We have to understand that our grandparents and our great-grandparents and all of that goes with it has made us what we are today.
Absolutely. And when I have my kids and they're spending time with Yaya and Papu, and it's so important to me because they are the foundation of who I am, and I'm trying to translate those values down to my children. And it's not so easy sometimes, but Yaya and Papu always bring it straight up.
We love you. We have some entertainment now. This is the Pontian Society of New York Dance Group, and they're always great to watch. They're on right now, so take it away, Pontian Society.
All right, fantastic. That was great. What a great performance. That was the Pontian group Komdimi and the dance called Kotsari. Where's Eleni? Eleni, come forward. Eleni is the teacher of the group, is that right?
Yes, I am.
So that was an excellent performance of the dance Kotsari, which is one of the most popular dances.
One of the most popular dances, along with Tik, that originated in the region of Kars, and it became very well known with the Pontian culture. And now it's actually one of the most famous. It's synonymous. Tik and Kotsari go hand in hand.
Hand in hand. They're both wonderful dances. What can you, you know, the dance again being very common, and I know the style of the dance, the way it's danced. I know a little bit of the style, but tell me a little bit more. So in the circle.
You know it in a manner of performance when you do it, like the kids did it in place. So you probably know it where it's a moving dance, but in place when it's for show, you have to keep the steps in just, you know, where they are. Nobody moves around, and people can actually see what's going on with the.
And the style of the dance. Tell me a little bit how the body moves.
Very bouncy, but bouncy in a controlled manner. So if you could do that, you got it covered. It's usually from the knees and a little from the upper body.
All right, so show me some of the variations that they did.
Okay, what they did was
figuras, okay.
The tricks that we like to say. Right up, just like that.
All right.
To do it in place, there's going to be a little swoop now. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, hop. 1, 2, 3 with a swoop.
The swoop.
1, 2, 3, hop. 1, 2, 3 with a hoop. There you go.
Very good.
You gonna try it with the kids?
Do we have time to dance? I guess not. I think we're going to have to go off the break. Or back to Ernie and Nicole. But thank you so much. We'll do some dancing later on in the program, though. I can tell you for sure, right? All right. Ernie and Nicole, take it away.
All right, thank you, Nick. The Bundian Society, wow, aren't they unbelievable with those dances?
Oh, they were terrific. Yes,
and
they're
Nick's
with us
getting some
every year.
extra lessons. Meanwhile, Nick's such a great dancer himself.
He is. He's a terrific guy, and we're watching the parade. We wanted to mention St. George of Piscataway with us today, Saints Nicholas and Constantine and Helen of Greek Orthodox Church. We thank you all for being here in the Holy Cross Orthodox Communication of Whitestone. Hey, you know, one thing that we want to mention is food, because we love the food, and there's a tray here that Nicole is going to hold up, and I'm going to help you because this is kind of heavy.
I made it all myself.
All right.
Octopodi.
Go ahead. Tell us.
Octopodi.
Tomades.
What else? Tomades. Of course, olives. So kalamata.
Feta cheese. You know what? The reason that we're talking about this is because earlier this week, a wonderful personality, Michael Psilakis. He owns many, many restaurants in New York, and you're going to hear about them right now. We did an interview with him on Fox 5, and Michael was there, and he brought delicious food, but he also prepared something branzino. And
my mother's favorite. She loves that.
Oh, it's fabulous. We're going to run that little videotape. Take a look at what Michael was doing for us in the studio earlier this week. Here it is.
When you think about having a meal, having a Greek meal, a traditional Greek meal, it always has some sort of salad on it. I don't think I ever had a meal at my mother's house that didn't have a salad
Greek
on it.
salad. Just talk a little bit about this because it's beautiful.
Simple salad. But I mean, when you look at that, don't you want to eat it?
Oh,
a little red wine
absolutely.
vinegar, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, onions on everything. I love
this. Michael, quickly, this is domades.
Domades, yeah.
Stuffed grape leaves.
Really simple grape leaves. Olives, just marinated a little bit, a little extra virgin olive oil. Chickpea spread.
Chickpea spread. Oh, that's
one of my favorites. Some fresh pita.
Yeah.
That it's a renaissance beets. Can't believe how many we're selling in the restaurants now.
They're beautiful.
Really lovely. And this is a barrel-aged feta.
Great.
Michael Psilakis, you are the best. And Michael was telling me that he learned most of his recipes from his mom. He's so proud of her, and he shared a lot of them. He owns Kefi, Fish Tag on the Upper West Side, MP Tavernas. He's in Irvington. I've been up there. Roslyn, Long Island, Astoria, and Queens.
I've been to the Roslyn MP Taverna as well as the Astoria one. Delicious food.
He's great, and he's got a book out called How to Roast a Lamb, like only Michael Psilakis can teach us. Really wonderful. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to have a little something special now, aren't we?
That's right. We're going to be hearing from Maria Menounos, who was the host of Extra for so long and now has a new show, Chasing Maria Menounos, airing Tuesday nights on Oxygen Channel at 10 p.m. She's born in Massachusetts to Greek immigrant parents. We'll be right back.
Hey, Yasu Maria. Metakitrina.
Growing up, Greek meant a lot of things. Lots of church, lots of friends making fun of me at school for eating chorta that my dad picked off the side of the road, or grape leaves that he picked from the trees. They didn't have a real good understanding of how that all worked. But it also meant a lot of fun things: Greek dancing, great food. You can see a lot of these Greek elements in my new show, Chasing Maria Menounos, on Oxygen, Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock. And I loved it. I'm very proud to be Greek, very thankful. Zito Elada. Have a great Greek Independence Day parade. Love you guys. Bye. Yasu.
Today I'm going to show you my favorite anytime snack with just faye and fruit. First, you choose the freshest, juiciest fruit. Then, carefully cut into small pieces. Now, gently fold into your faye and spoon it into a cup.
It's a lot easier like this, Bobby.
Show off. Fruyo, the first blended fruit yogurt from Faye.
One of the newest luxury hotels in Long Island City, New York, the ultramodern 4 Points by Sheraton. On the rooftop of this hotel is the Vista Sky Lounge. The Vista Sky Lounge, waiting to transform your day life to nightlife. Come to the rooftop Vista Sky Lounge to have drinks with your friends and relax in this wonderful space. The stunning views of Manhattan, along with the unique atmosphere of the roof garden Vista Sky Lounge, will simply take your breath away. Our hotel is also a banquet space for social and corporate receptions for up to 180 people. It's where luxury meets comfort. 4 Points by Sheraton, Long Island City, New York.
The new super venue of New York, located in Astoria, is now opening and will change the city's nightlife. Top Greek artists, the best DJs in the world, the most unique Latin shows, and the most popular rock and funk bands are coming this year to Melrose Ballroom. For reservations, visit www.melroseballroom.com or call us at 718-784-9292.
This portion of the Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by the Nicholas J. Boris Foundation on behalf of the Order of St. Andrew the Apostle, Archons of the Ecumenical Patriarchate in America.
It is a sea of blue and white. Beautiful flags all along Fifth Avenue in New York City. I'm Ernie Anastas along with Nicole Petalides from the Fox Business Network.
This is an exciting time, Ernie. We're watching everybody parading right down Fifth Avenue, and there was a lot of worry about heavy rains, and while we feel the mist and the wind
lucky.
sometimes, we're holding on, and it's a beautiful day. Deep in our hearts, it's a very special day.
Well, it is, and we are celebrating Greek pride, and also a number of people who have made such wonderful contributions in our lifetime to honor them in many special ways. We're going to do that right now. We want to highlight someone who is just a very loved and admired individual, Nicholas J. Boris, who passed away in Summit, New Jersey. He was 93 years old. What a gentleman. World War II, an amazing person. He served in the Air Force. In 1946, the president awarded him the Distinguished Flying Cross. He was a very successful businessman, but he was also a tremendous leader, a real bedrock, a man who did so much for the Greek Orthodox community and loved and admired and received so many awards. And part of that is the St. Andrew organization, which we are also very proud of. The National Commander of the Archons, Mr. Limbarakis, you have done so much to help us out in many ways over the years, and you knew Nick so well.
Well, Nick was a beloved friend. He was an extraordinary philanthropist, supported our activities fighting for religious freedom. He was a patriot. What more can you say for an individual? A giant,
extraordinary,
an absolute giant, and leaves a tremendous legacy and huge footprints here on this earth.
In that photo, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm sure you were together many times.
Yes.
I saw Senator Sarbanes in that picture.
Yes,
obviously,
indeed.
His Eminence, Demetrios, who was with us earlier, Nick Boris, and yourself.
Yes.
And on that day, do you remember what it was that you were doing?
The Orthodox Church honored Nicholas J. Boris with its highest distinction, the Athenagoras Human Rights Award. And so well deserved. And, you know, I represent the Order of St. Andrew under the leadership of the Archbishop of America, Demetrius, the exarch or representative of the Ecumenical Patriarchate. And, you know, we're fighting for religious freedom because the world headquarters of the Orthodox Christian Church is located in Istanbul. And it's a very difficult situation for religious minorities in Turkey because we don't have the rights that we have and share and enjoy in the United States, those First Amendment rights of religious freedom, freedom of speech.
And Anthony, you have been traveling, as we know. You've been to Germany lately for a major conference that was held there. Tell us a little bit about that and the progress that's being made.
And you know, Nicholas J. Boris and his foundation helped fund that two-day International Religious Freedom Conference in Berlin, Germany. And the theme of it was tearing down walls. Walls of oppression, walls of religious discrimination. And it was a 2-day conference in which victims of religious persecution in Turkey, academic scholars, human rights activists, and individuals from around the world, leading scholars in religious freedom, spoke, and it was an extraordinary 2-day conference in Berlin.
Well, we're all hoping, I mean, the world hopes for an enlightenment
Yes.
with everything, whether it's a religious freedom or whatever it happens to
And
be.
without hope, there's nothing. I
Right.
mean, this is what continues to drive you?
We continue to hope for the best. There's no Twitter, there's no YouTube, but we're going to be bringing this up in Turkey. We're going to be bringing this up at every opportunity. You know, they're even talking about converting into a mosque the great Church of Christ, Hagia Sophia, in Constantinople,
And
Istanbul.
I've been there. I've been
It's an extraordinary.
to obviously the Patriarchate and also Saint Sophia there, which is beautiful.
It is indeed. It's a historic landmark that was built as a church. During the conquest, it was converted into a mosque, and then in 1922 it was made into a museum by the founders of the Republic of Turkey. It's been a museum, but the current government is threatening now.
Well, you mentioned Mr. Boris as being one of the honorees
Yes.
that we talked about, the Athenagoras Award, and the Archons do have a rich heritage. Bishop Desmond Tutu, I remember.
Yes.
President Jimmy Carter,
Yes.
former Russian President Gorbachev.
That's right.
I mean, a tremendous long list, and that's a big event. Tell us a little bit more about that, how it's held every year here in New York.
Every year it's held at the New York Hilton. It's a gala event, black tie event, in which the Order, the Church in the United States, the Order of St. Andrew, honors an individual for their role in pursuit of human rights and religious freedom. You know, Gorbachev with Reagan brought democracy to Russia. Elie Wiesel had a story to tell. Desmond Tutu, the same. And so year upon year, President George Bush, who presided over the tearing down, he was there when the wall came down.
I was at that dinner. I remember presenting him with that award.
That's right.
With you as well.
Wasn't that
Yes,
extraordinary?
Very special.
That was indeed extraordinary.
What is the message, Anthony, that you want to bring to us today in terms of how we should feel about our faith, how important it is for us to keep our faith alive and to practice it in our homes and in our churches?
Well, here as Americans, we've been brought up taking for granted basic human rights that really do not exist around the world.
True.
We're comfortable in New York City or in Philadelphia, where I'm from, with these basic fundamental freedoms. We have our ecumenical patriarch who can't freely offer his ministry, who cannot go to the church across the street without permission, and other things that constrict basic religious freedom and human rights. And that's why our organization will always fight. Like Winston Churchill said, we will never give up. We'll never, ever give up until the bells of freedom, religious freedom in this case, can be heard from the ecumenical patriarchate and all the religious minorities, the Protestants, the Catholics, the Jews, our friends, as well as the Alevi Muslims. So, God willing, we will be there when the bells of freedom, and I'm from the Liberty Bell City
yes,
now.
there you are, you're right.
We'll be ringing from Istanbul.
Well, we certainly believe in our right to be free and for all people to be comfortable in their faith and to practice as they choose and to love and to respect one another here and around the world.
Indeed, Ernie. And thank you for being such an extraordinary Archon
so much,
yourself.
Anthony, very
That's
much.
right. That's right. Thank you, Dr. Limbrakis.
My
Thank you
pleasure.
so
It's great
much.
to be
And how
with
about
you.
Nicole being a great host on this parade too, right?
Absolutely. You're wonderful.
Thank you.
so much for making me feel comfortable too.
Thank you
I
very
was
much.
very nervous coming up.
No, you should
It's
be
always
comfortable with us.
beautiful when
Have
you're
a piece
here.
of feta. All right, Mike Woods is standing by right now with a special guest for us.
Yes, making friends out here on the parade route. We have Maria. Maria and
Abby.
And you guys are here representing the Society of Arikasu?
Yeah, Panarikusa Society. We are south from on the Corfu mainland.
Oh, very cool, because there's a lot of islands out there in Greece. I've been to 3 or so, but tell me a little bit about Arikasu, the history and so on.
We're a very, very tiny island. There's about 500 families that live here in the United States, and we are a province of Corfu, so it's a very tiny island you can tour in one day. It's beautiful out there.
I love it. So everybody should come on out to Eurekasaw. Very good. And what are some of the highlights? What are you going to see in Eurekasaw?
Well, the highlights, besides olive oil and fresh Greek salad, there's also the beach. The beach is the most beautiful part of the island. And that's it.
It's all kinds of great stuff. Well, very good. Thank you so much for coming out here and taking us. Enjoy. Happy Greek Independence Day. What's going on? Who are you? What's going on? It's getting a little excited out here.
It's just amazing.
To be out here, a part of the parade.
Yeah.
Greek Independence Day, right?
Yes.
You got your friends. Who's this?
This is my cousin.
Oh, okay. Very good. Good to see you. Well, happy Greek Independence Day parade. I hope
Hi,
you guys
Mom.
enjoy.
Hi, Mom and Dad. I love you guys.
We got the whole family out there. A lot of energy. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of the parade. We're going to send it over to you there, Nick. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, Mike. Look like you're having a great... Eurekasaw, by the way, I've been there. It's a fabulous island. A quiet island, but again, great rest of relaxation and the wonderful beaches there on the island, so you should enjoy. Hey, I have Elias Tsikididis here. He's the, for several years, been the coordinator of the parade, and he's the president of the Federation of the Hellenic Societies of Greater New York. Elias, great to see you. It's another great day. It's a little chilly outside, but I think everybody's having a good time.
No, I enjoy it. And I tell everybody, I don't have a coat. I put it aside because it's no reason. Our forefathers fought in worse weather than this.
Exactly.
And we're gonna say, no, we can't parade now. We have a lot of kids.
And I was going to say, what's wonderful about this parade when we come together like this, and you know it well because you've been involved with it for so many years, you see the generations, you see the kids, you see the adults, you see the yathas and the papudas. Everybody comes out, no matter what, to enjoy.
I tell you, it's a good day for Hellenism around the world, and especially in New York. This is the biggest parade in the world because Greece doesn't have any more big parades. And to see all these kids and the elderly people and the Greek flag on Fifth Avenue, you can't say, it's in your heart.
It is. It's a great expression of pride, and again, for the various churches that come through, the proud members of their communities. And you mentioned again, because this type of event doesn't take place to the grandeur in Greece, we're so fortunate to be able to do this here in the great city of New York.
And the biggest thing that I want to leave everybody with is we hope by next year Cyprus is reunited. And then both Greece and Cyprus come out of this economic problem.
Well, we should see how that goes forward.
Thank you very much.
Elias, thank you very much. Great to see you. Enjoy the rest of the parade. Great job. Ernie and Nicole.
All right, thank you, Nick. Thank you very much. We are all Greeks, as we say today, and Greece is a proud nation. Certainly needs our help and our support at this point, and we certainly support that, pay a very close attention to what is happening in Greece, and we stand behind the Greek people. There are so many floats that are going by here today, and we're so happy to announce many of them, and we have a list of them right there. Go ahead.
All right, we've seen a few of these. How about the Hellenic communities of Brooklyn and Staten Island, the Archangel Michael Church, which I've been to in, it was originally in Roslyn, moved over to Port Washington recently. The Panikarian, that one as well, and the Armenian float as well, number 26 float. We saw that one go by, and the Federation of Laconian Societies, headquartered actually in Illinois.
There's somebody who's really happy waving that Greek flag. We want to salute the Greek Children's Fund that were part of this parade today. Also on float 33, now that you're mentioning numbers, Nicole, was the St. George Greek Orthodox Church of Clifton, New Jersey. St. Athanasius Greek Church as well. Their Sunday school was very well represented here today from Paramus, New Jersey. And the Cathedral of St. Paul in Hempstead. Beautiful church. Been out there many, many times.
In college, the Iona College Hellenic Society is also marching today. I remember when I was in college, we had a Hellenic Society, brought together Greeks and Cypriots, and some of which actually came from Europe. Hellenic Lawyers Association, the Hellenic Medical Society. We saw the policemen and the firemen earlier. I mean, everybody has turned out to be with us today on this very special Greek parade.
Including the St. Demetrius Church of Jamaica, New York, passing us by right now. The Holy Trinity Church of Hicksville. Thank you very much for being part of this today. And also the Epirotis, we wanted to mention them, a very ancient Greek state located in the geographical region of Epirus in the Western Balkans, represented well here today by their supporters and by their marchers.
Stuyvesant High School Greek Club and Bronx High School of Science Hellenic Cultural Society.
You know, there are a lot of
Welcome,
good things.
Everybody.
Are you reading an interesting magazine there that I just haven't been noticed?
You guys caught me reading here. We got to get on camera because I have to show a little something, guys. Oh, look at that. Positively Ernie.
Oh, you know what? This is a great magazine. This is Neo.
Magazine. Oh, here it is, Ernie. On the cover of Neo magazine, Ernie Anastas, reshaping the way we see the world. Ernie, you look great. You deserve
Demetrius
all
Rapotis,
of these.
the publisher, did a great job, and we thank him very much.
We love Dimitri very
and
much.
You're in
this
there too. You see the picture of us in the parade?
Oh, look, I made the cut. It's pretty amazing there with Michael Constantine, right, who was in my Big Fat Greek Wedding, and you have so many accolades and obviously awards that are so well deserved.
Thank you, Neo magazine.
Again.
Thank you very much.
Neo. We love Neo.
Yep, we sure do. You know who else we love? Mario Frangoulis. What a great entertainer, international entertainer. And here he is one more time. Mario, you are on, my friend.
We are very proud to be Greek and very proud of our heritage. This is a song by Mikis Theodorakis. Της δικαιοσύνης η γεννόητε και μυρσίνη εσύ δοξαστική. Μη παρακαλώ σας παρακαλώ σας μη παρακαλώ σας μη λησμονάτε τη χώρα μου. Τα ψηλά βουνά, τα ηφαίστεια κλίματα σειρά και τα σπίτια πιο λευκά και τα σπίτια πιο λευκά και τα σπίτια πιο λευκά στου γλαυκού το γειτόνεμα και τα σπίτια πιο λευκά στου γλαυκού το γειτόνεμα. Τα πικρά μου χέρια με τον κεραυνό τα γυρίζω πίσω απ' τον καιρό τους παλιούς μου φίλους καλώ μου φίλους καλώ τους παλιούς μου φίλους καλώ με φοβέρες και με ματά της δικαιοσύνης ηλιενόητε και μυρσίνιεση δοξαστική. Μη παρακαλώ σας μη παρακαλώ σας μη παρακαλώ σας λησμονάτε τη χώρα μου. Μη παρακαλώ σας λησμονάτε τη χώρα μου. Να ζήσει η Ελλάδα μας!
Bravo, Mario Frangoulis. He certainly is an ambassador for Greece all around the world. He sings and speaks 5 different languages. And by the way, his current projects include a new album release in the US, 2014, called Beautiful Things, an essential Mario album consisting of his hits, and Christmas album coming up in the fall. Mario Frangoulis, what a great talent.
Bravo, Mario. And you know, that last song that he just sang, which was a symbol for Greece, was composed by a famous composer, Mikis Theodorakis.
Oh, absolutely, a legend, that's for sure. We want to also mention here that this year, we're pleased to announce an official proclamation from Governor Cuomo and the New York State Assembly recognizing this as Greek American History Month. And that's a first, and we're very proud of that.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Thank you very much to the State of New York.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Yep.
I like that.
It sure is. And a lot of people have been watching our parade, plenty of reaction, people using social media, and we really appreciate that. It's very positive and very uplifting. And even tomorrow, when we go back to work, people will be mentioning the parade and saying, you know, it all looked very nice.
That's right. We got to get everybody to take some pictures and tweet them out, put them on Facebook and the like, so that we continue to keep our heritage alive, to let everybody know what fun this parade has been. You and I were just watching St. John the Theologian float go by, and I was saying it's pretty amazing how people take the time to find the costumes that are appropriate, whether it's being a warrior, whether it's being a woman in the olden days of Philoptochos,
yes,
right, friends, and it's pretty amazing how they take the time to get it right.
And thank you, St. Nicholas of Roseland. We appreciate you being here today and all of our floats. We are really celebrating a terrific day here. 2014, the Greek Independence Day Parade here on My 9. Nicole and I are coming back with Nick and Mike Woods and the entire gang. We're live on 5th Avenue. Let's continue.
Opa!
Back in a minute.
The St. Nicholas Williams-Baropoulos School in Flushing
is here today to celebrate Greek Independence Day.
We are honoring the heroes of 1821.
We are proud to be Greek Americans.
Happy Greek Independence Day.
Happy Greek Independence Day.
If you're gonna cook with Greek yogurt, stick with the real deal. Faya Total is the #1 yogurt in Greece. It's all I use. So while everyone else is hopping on the Greek yogurt bandwagon, Faya has been crafting it since 1926. It's a difference you can taste.
When the Cypress Whispers is the story of a young American woman named Daphne and the deep and magical bond she shares with her Greek grandmother, her Yaya. It's a story about faith and fate, myths and magic, and most importantly, the power of love.
Long live March 25th, 1821. The National Herald proudly salutes Greek Independence Day and the Greek American community.
We are Americans.
And as Americans with the freedom to choose,
why would we choose to send our money overseas when we buy gasoline? When we buy quick-fill gasoline that is made from 100% North American crude oil, we choose to strengthen our own economy. And we support our country.
I'm all about my future, so when I buy my gas, I'm all about quick-fill. It just makes sense.
It just makes sense. It just makes sense.
Buy American-made gasoline at quick-fill.
Join us on May 10th for the 23rd Anniversary Hellenic Times Scholarship Fund Gala, honoring business leader and philanthropist Michael Saros, international classical crossover artist Mario Frangoulis, and George Venizelos, FBI Assistant Director of the New York Field Office. Guest artists will be honoree Mario Frangoulis, Greek singing sensation Valentis, and backed by popular demand Sister Sledge. For tickets, call 212-986-6881 or visit htsf.org.
This portion of the Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by Faya, the #1 yogurt in Greece.
Faya, faya. It's like eat in Greek in a way, isn't it? I like that word.
The faya yogurt, which we're going to be focusing on, obviously part of our Greek heritage. Everybody enjoys the, I don't know if it's part of our heritage, but certainly part of good food for Greeks.
Yeah, it is. And you know, it's interesting how there's been such excitement over Greek yogurt. Everywhere you turn, I mean, that's all they're talking about. You go into the supermarket and it's one Greek yogurt after another. And Faya certainly does a great job. Very, very popular and highly successful. And as we said, we will be talking with Russell Evans, who's the Director of Marketing, in a short while, joining us right here in our broadcast booth live on 5th Avenue.
We're excited to be here. The parade continues right down 5th Avenue, and there is no lack of energy here. Every float that goes by, we thank you so much. There's no way for Ernie and I to possibly recognize every single float. We hope you see yourselves on TV, but we are so thankful that nobody gives up. Don't give up. Come to the parade every year. Bring your kids. If you can bring Yaya and Papu and they can make it, bring them too. But it's such an exciting time, and this is where we should celebrate our family. A lot of people are going out after. I know all the Greek restaurants are booked, right?
They're either going out to the restaurants to enjoy that meal or at home, wherever they happen to go to, just to continue the celebration. We do want to mention, Nicole, we talked about so many of our churches and organizations. We want to salute the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church of New Rochelle. That's my home church. Father Nick there, wonderful people. St. Sophia's Greek Church from Syracuse, New York. Let's also mention the Hellenic Lawyers Association, who have joined us today on their float, and a wonderful group of the Hellenic Medical Society. We've been there to many of their events and have been honored by this terrific organization, so thank you very much for being here. And the Cathedral of Holy Trinity of New York, we saw them a little earlier. Here's the Ascension Church of Fairview, New Jersey, the Ascension School.
And it's so important, too, to recognize some of the people that are so key to our parade today. Of course, the Katsimididis family, as well as the Federation of Hellenic Societies, Elias Tsekeridis, and our marshals, right? We had Senator Chuck Schumer right here in the booth earlier. George Sunis, nominated ambassador to Norway. His Eminence has been here just to wrap this up for you, and so many others. Philip Christopher as well. So it's obviously an exciting time, and everybody
Look at that beautiful
is
flag,
marching
Nicole.
down, waving those flags proudly. Continue to wave.
You know, we talk about different words that stand out. Philotimo is a Greek word that we all love. It's a respect for oneself and for others. It has to do with dignity and honor and the value that we have of personal honor. And I think that's part of why people are here today. And the other thing is hospitality, philoxenia. Those words tie very well together. It goes back to ancient times, and we love making people at home who are visiting us are comfortable as our guests. We welcome them, and we extend this Greek hospitality into the industry of food and hospitality in restaurants, and maybe that's why so many Greeks are successful at it.
Well, they work hard, that's no doubt, and that is probably one of the reasons. And we talk about hard work and continuing to focus on business. You heard Chuck Schumer talking about that, and when we focus about business, that's how you continue to be successful. You can't give up, and you have to focus on those values and stick with them.
Right. Russell Evans, we were just talking about food and talking about all the things that really mean so much to us, and the Greek cuisine and Greek yogurt. Boy, you guys are #1. Faye is doing so well, and you're the Director of Marketing. Good to have you here. How does it feel?
Welcome.
It feels great to be here, and we're very fortunate to be in the position where we can come out and support the Greek parade. It's a real honor to be here, and very excited that we can be helping with the Greek community.
And Faye started in Athens, and it was years later that they began to market it out to other European countries. And where have you gone from there?
Well, that's correct. Back in 1926, we started in a small shop outside of Athens, and slowly it grew from there. And then today, we are marketing to over 35 countries around the world.
That's fantastic. You even have a local plant in Johnstown, New York, too.
We do. We're just an hour past Albany, and we're in New York State, and this is where we started back in 1998, bringing the yogurt in directly from Greece, and there it grew thanks to the support of the New Yorkers, who are great foodies, and went across the United States. And today, we're the 4th largest brand in the United States. You can find us from the beaches of California to islands off the coast of Maine. We're very, very fortunate.
It's a very competitive business, too, because everybody's looking for, you know, that success story, and you have it. How do you keep up with all of that, and what kind of new ideas are you working on?
Well, we keep doing what we've been doing for over 80 years, which is being very focused on providing the top quality we can to our consumers. It takes 4 quarts of milk to make just 1 quart of our yogurt. We're the only ones who do that. Our cultures and the milk, it's very simple. They come together to create a fantastic, incredible yogurt that is the ambassador of Greek yogurt around the world. And we just launched a new product called Fruyo and Fruyo Classic, which is just coming out to stores.
Tell us about that. Tell us about that.
Okay, it's a blended yogurt. Unlike our other yogurt where we have the fruit and the honey separated, it's together.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so Faye has Faye Plain, and then we have the Faye Total with the split cup on the side, and then Fruyo.
Right. Well, I like that you have the different products, because I would be the kind of person that would sometimes, I like the berries on the side, right? And then you pour it in the way you have the honey and the fruit on the side. And in this case, for you, you're going to mix it all together.
That's right. It's already blended. So we have coffee, we have strawberry, we have a blackberry lime, we have raspberry, we have blueberry.
These must be involved in a lot of recipes too, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Well, I mean, what do you use yogurt for to make? I mean, what are some of the top things that people use Faye yogurt for?
Well, one of the interesting things in Greece is 75% of the yogurt there consumed is plain, because the Greeks use plain yogurt as the base to a quick, fresh meal. So they'll bring in some fruit, some nuts, maybe some honey, walnuts.
Yep.
And then they have a quick, fresh, nutritious meal. So here in the U.S., many consumers are doing that, but they're also having more involved recipes. So that's, if you go on our website, you'll see that Bobby Flay and us have created some fantastic recipes, from cornbread to ice cream,
all of it,
to smoothies. We have an amazing area of recipes.
Russell Evans, thank you. This is so great. We're so glad you're here with Faye today.
And we're getting hungry. We want some of that Faye yogurt right now, okay? Maybe we'll have some after the broadcast.
Well, we're very happy to be here, and it's a real pleasure, and thank you very much for having us here. We're very excited.
Thanks for being a good sponsor, too.
Thank you very much.
Yogurt. We really appreciate it. Okay. Shall we do a little dancing?
Oh, yeah. I think that we're going to have the Cretan dancers of New York joining us now to show their stuff. You have the lira player, Nikos, the lauto player, that's the lute, Michael there with them. Let's check out the Cretan dancers.
All right. Yasu. Opa.
Nice job, gang here. Wow, you guys did an amazing performance here. So I'm going to learn a little bit more about the Cretan dance and the instruments that are played here. So first of all, we have Nick and your friend here?
Michael.
Matu. Okay, very good. So that, what was this dance called once again?
That's Malevzoti.
Okay, yeah. And what's this from?
This is, it's an ancient dance.
Okay.
It's from maybe 6,000 years ago, like Minoan times in Crete.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
There's a lot of high kicks and jumps.
There is. They danced it before they went to battles and stuff like that. So
so it's like a pre-war type of dance.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Like now, a lot of the dances from back then.
From 6,000 years ago.
Well, yeah.
Okay, very good. Now the instruments that you have. So I have two different instruments. What do you have?
It's a lira.
Lira? Okay, yep. Very good. So it looks, I guess, a little like some sort of violin and a drum and I'm sorry, the...
rauto.
Rauto. Yeah. Now, are either one of these, how long does it take to learn how to play?
10 years, 15.
10 years? I mean, I was going to try to give it a shot.
The more you play, the more you learn. So
it would take quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you think it's worth it for me to give it a shot, or what do you think?
You want to give it a shot?
Sure. I was watching. Do you think, here, maybe you can hold this?
Yeah.
The lira.
All right.
This is the lira, right?
So you're right-handed?
I am right-handed, yes.
All right, so you hold it in your left hand then?
Like this?
No.
Okay. So clearly I haven't done this before. Don't laugh at me, Ernie. Nicole?
It's doing good.
Okay, very good. Oh, boy. I can't even get it to make a sound.
Oh, you sound good, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, you sound great.
It sounds good. Ah, I hear something. Here, well, let you show me how it's actually really done.
All right,
give us a little taste. And maybe they can go again, huh?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Do I want to? Can we?
Let's just give it a little something.
So if we go like we'll give you another dance.
Okay. Are they going to dance with us as well?
Nah, we'll just give you a little sample of music. If they want to dance, they can dance.
They can start going. All right, Nick. Pretty cool stuff, I got to tell you. They said 10 years. I believe them. It takes a long time to get this thing down just the way it's supposed to be done. All right, Ernie and Nicole.
5th year.
Over there at the booth.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good job, Mike Woods, learning to play Greek instruments. We love it. You're dancing like a Greek, living like a Greek.
Doing
We're
good.
looking here. John Katsimatidis back on set with us. And Gus Kaloutas of the New York Diner sends us these delicious treats, kurapiedas,
yep,
right?
Finikia, all of these wonderful tastes. We love these things. This is so tasty, John. Would you like to have one before we talk to you?
No, I'm gonna pass on it.
John, I'm going to give you a little, they say never eat on TV, right? I try not to eat on TV. We'll have these later. Thank you, Gus Kaloutas.
Thank you very much. John, you're here for a good reason, because one of our terrific sponsors, the Atlantic Bank of New York, a very prestigious and popular bank here in the city, has been a sponsor from day one, and we are so proud of them.
7 years now.
7 years, and Spiro Vucinas has been such a terrific leader as a chief officer of the bank and a great leader in our community, and you've been on the board for 5 years.
I've been on the advisory board for at least 5 years. Yes.
Right, and it's a terrific bank, a great organization. Talk to us about the support that they have given this parade every year.
Well, you know, my father's always been, when he was alive, always was with Atlantic Bank, and all the Greeks always felt close to Atlantic Bank. And they service the community, and they do a great job. And New York Community Bank about 5-6 years ago bought the bank from Greece, and they continue to operate it as a Greek bank.
Yeah.
And they wanted to stay close to the community. And Joe Ficarola is chairman and CEO of New York Community Bank, and he supported Spiros Vucinas, who's CEO of Atlantic Bank, and they're doing a great job in the community, and they always support us, and they always support all the Greek events, which is a great thing for them to do.
Yes.
And they stay connected, and they obviously support the Greek community with their businesses, and this is how you continue with livelihood. Whether you work with your bank so closely, whether you're running a business or a household or whatever, your bank is key. Atlantic Bank has really shown their support.
They handle small business people, Greek people, and these people have no place else to go because they can't walk into a bank where you need white shoes in.
Right.
And They do a great job.
And John, you know, as a businessman, that the banking industry has gone through a lot of changes. We've seen it, you know, constantly, a lot of mergers and acquisitions and so forth. Atlantic Bank has been there, solid. I mean, for so many years and doing their job here well in New York.
And I got to commend Joe Ficarola, the CEO of the parent company, New York Community Bank, for doing that and supporting Atlantic Bank.
And you know, there's somebody that signs a few of those checks once in a while in your household. You know who that is? It's got to be your wife. It's got to be Margot, and she's right behind us, too.
Joining us, too, in a moment. Right here she is. We're going to be tossing it right over to, I believe Nick is with Margot Katzmatidis. She's going to tell us all about the Hellenic Times Scholarship Fund. We saw your children on the flow, too, AJ and John Jr. And, of course, well, Chris wasn't there, but I'm sure he's around.
Okay. Yes, Margot's right here, and so Margot, we're having a great time out watching the parade, and you were marveling how everyone's braving the chill.
Everyone is braving the chill, even me. You should ride on one of those floats. But you know what? It's so wonderful to see that so many Greeks came out to support everyone, and we appreciate it a lot.
Well, and you and John, of course, are do such wonderful things for the Greek American community here in New York. And aside from the parade, of course, Hellenic Times is just around the corner. So what do we have coming up for Hellenic Times this year?
We're so looking forward. It's our 23rd year, and we're honoring Michael Silas and Mario Frangoulis and George Venizelos, and Mario Frangoulis will also be performing for us, so we're very excited about that. And we have Sister Sledge and Valantis.
Great.
So everyone come out and support giving scholarships to students.
It's a wonderful thing. You know, Mario was fabulous today. I caught his act, and he's such a great performer. And you mentioned again how important it is to come out and support it, because the scholarship fund does so much for those students.
It is absolutely. We've already awarded over $2 million to about 800 students over the years.
That's fantastic.
So thank you very much.
I remember that event was so small, and now it's such a wonderful and a large event, and the kids really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, and I want to say happy birthday to your wife at the
thank you very much. Well, I'll pass it along. She was on the float with you and your family, and they all look great. It was great to see all of your family members with you too. So
thank you.
We'll see. All right, enjoy the rest of the parade. Ernie and Nicole, back to you guys.
Very well. And Margot always does a great job planning that Hellenic Times Scholarship Fund, along with Nick Katsouris, has been doing it for so many years. We look forward to that event every year. It's always a fun time.
It really is. I mean, you should head on over there to the Hellenic Times. You can go to HellenicTimes.org, too, if you want to. The Hellenic Times Scholarship Fund, HTSF.org, if you want to get over there and get some tickets. It's on May 10th here in New York City, so it should be a great event.
Smiley faces at this parade, saying hello to some of the organizations here from Staten Island, as you see passing it by. The Bronx High School of Science Hellenic Cultural Society was here. Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church, right on West 91st Street. I go there once in a while in Manhattan. Also a salute to Iona College Hellenic Society. Thank you for being here. There's Goya from Brooklyn. Hi, everybody. Wave to us.
There you go.
Oh, they look great.
There you go.
Thank you.
We saw the United Chios Societies. They were with us today. Also, the Intercollegiate Hellenic Society of America. I can't leave out my husband's birth heritage of Gastoria in northern Greece. They recently had a celebration. We've seen a lot of floats, some of which are celebrating the 100 years.
John Katzmatidis is still with us here in the announcer's booth. And John, it's so good to look out here and see this on our monitor, or if you look out on Fifth Avenue, and just to see the progress that's been made over the many years that this parade started. And it was just an idea. I remember when you were talking about this.
We broke the glass ceiling, as we said, and we elevated our people one more notch, and it was great. To hear about the Annunciation Church, I was an altar boy in that church. About 20 years ago, we brought President Clinton came at that time, and Hillary Clinton, and Governor Pataki, and we raised over $1 million with the help of Nick Sakilarides, the president of the church.
They must have been in awe. They must have been in awe when they witnessed what's going on in the Greek church. So many people, when they see it, realize just how special it is.
It is a truly beautiful church right on West End Avenue.
And John, what we're talking about here is giving back. This is really what it comes down to. You and so many others say, you know what? Life has been good to me, and it's time for me to take all that's been given to me.
And Ernie, you do the same. You do the same thing. You're always there for the community, and you know, you can go home early, but you don't. You go out there, and both of you go out there and do what you have to do for the community.
Yeah, Nicole is a real pride for us, too. She does a great job on the Fox Business Channel every day, Nicole. You
right
look
back
great.
to Ernie on WNYW and Positively Ernie, of course,
so
which has kicked off and is doing great. So
well, I think we all share one thing, and that is that we're very grateful to our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents for all that they have passed on to us and those values that stay with us, and we're hoping to pass it on to our children and the next generation.
Well, this certainly is the day where we remember our grandparents and forefathers, because that's another reason we're here. We have a lot of respect for them, and if we didn't have the respect for them, that's what it's all about.
Yes. That's the truth, and that's why we're all here, and we're watching these young people passing by. John, we were looking at all these smiley faces, but we didn't want to forget Yaya and Papu, because they're so much a part of what we're doing here this day.
I still maintain my grandmother's house in the old country, and otherwise the Greeks would be talking about me.
Very nice, John.
John, you're the greatest. We're so glad you're with us. We're at the Greek Independence Day Parade. The party continues.
We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Frank Tokopoulos. I'm a third-generation Greek American, and I'm extremely proud of my heritage. And I would like to thank my ancestors for fighting for Greece's independence and freedom. My grandfather actually served in the Greek army, and years later he moved to the United States and didn't speak a word of English, and he came over and ended up running and owning a successful Greek restaurant. Go figure, Greeks and restaurants, who knew? Anyway, I'm very, very proud of my heritage, and years later, my grandfather passed away, and my father gave me my grandfather's ring. And to this day, I wear this ring, and what it symbolizes to me is success, adversity, overcoming obstacles, and doing the right thing, being a good person, and being proud of your heritage. So that's what I'd like to pass on to you, and I would like to welcome all of you and say have a happy Greek Independence Day, and enjoy it, and yes.
Today I'm going to show you my favorite anytime snack with just faye and fruit. First, you choose the freshest, juiciest fruit, then carefully cut into small pieces. Now gently fold into your faye and spoon it into a cup.
It's a lot easier like this, Bobby.
Show off. Fruyo, the first blended fruit yogurt from Faye.
The new super venue of New York, located in Astoria, is now opening and will change the city's nightlife. Top Greek artists, the best DJs in the world, the most unique Latin shows, and the most popular rock and funk bands are coming this year to Melrose Ballroom. For reservations, visit www.melroseballroom.com or call us at 718-784-9292.
One of the newest luxury hotels in Long Island City, New York, the ultramodern 4 Points by Sheraton. On the rooftop of this hotel is the Vista Sky Lounge. The Vista Sky Lounge, waiting to transform your day life to nightlife. Come to the rooftop Vista Sky Lounge to have drinks with your friends and relax in this wonderful space. The stunning views of Manhattan, along with the unique atmosphere of the roof garden Vista Sky Lounge, will simply take your breath away. Our hotel is also a banquet space for social and corporate receptions for up to 180 people. It's where luxury meets comfort. 4 Points by Sheraton, Long Island City, New York.
All right, we're back here on Fifth Avenue, and look who's joined us. It's Frank Tokopoulos. Frank, great to see you.
Fifth Avenue in Antarctica, right?
Well, it feels like it. You're looking good in that hat, though.
Well, thank you very much. It's, you know, the Greek culture. I'm very proud of my Greek heritage. You know, Nick, what it's all about, right? And
I'm an honorary Greek
and we
today.
got our honorary Greek Mike here. But it's, no, it really and truly is an honor and pleasure here to, you know, celebrate my Greek heritage and to the independence of Greece and, you know, support the Hellenic Times Scholarship Fund for John and Margot and stay here with Ernie and Nicole. I mean, it's a great day.
It is, and you know, as we're getting ready to wrap up the parade, as you said, it really is wonderful to be out here. And you know, my family was out here today, which is always fun to be, you know, to be with the kids.
It was your wife's birthday.
And it's my wife's birthday as well, so we're double celebration. But you know, I always remember the parade from when I was young, because as I watched the youngins come by, I was one of those youngins when I was just holding the little flag and marching with pride. So
you know, the best part about this, Nick, though, and Mike, is that the people here are lined up all throughout the whole parade, have been here for hours. You know, we were on the float, got to wave and then wrap it up, but they're still here.
All right, well, it sounds like we got to get over to Ernie and Nicole, but thank you very much, Frank, and everybody enjoy. We're going to go join them to dancing. Hey, Ernie and Nicole. Yep. Hoppa. Yes, yeah. Hoppa.
This is great. You know what? I wonder if they can hear us because it's so beautiful to listen to this music. We're enjoying it. Thank you for joining us. 2014, we'll see you next year. Yasim. God bless you and your families.
Maria Sagabo, Πειρατίνα από Βασί Μαρία για να σε παντρευτώ. Άμα Μαρία για να σε παντρευτώ. Και πω Μαρία, πω Μαρία, πω Μαρία σ' αγαπώ. Και πω Μαρία, πω Μαρία, πω Μαρία σ' αγαπώ.